Happy The Girl Thursday. DJ Khaled voice. Another one. Yeah, man, we did it again. Your girl, Frankie Robinson. I'm in this. Chicago, thank you so much for supporting me everywhere. Because it's not just Chicago, but thank you. Hey, y'all. Everybody checking in. I see my sis. She hit me right away. Ooh. Sis, how prompt are you? Let's go. Let's go. She said out the gate. This the only way to go. Kaychella, what's good?
I'm actually not prompt at all.
You are very prompt.
I was like, damn, I thought I forgot.
That was the funniest phone call ever. So Chicago, so check this out, not just Chicago, but everybody. So earlier I had just called her to give her the preliminaries about tonight. She was like, this is why I love this food. She's so 100. She was like, I didn't know whether to, what did you say? Not answer my phone.
I was freaking out.
She said, I didn't know whether to play
I thought I missed the interview. I'm like, damn, Frankie just texted me. I don't know if I'm asleep or am I sick. Like, I gotta get out of this. I was so bogus, but I didn't mess
up. But you didn't miss it. You didn't miss it. You here, and I'm so glad that you're here. What's up, Direct?
I'm finally thick enough to be on your show. Okay. Ooh,
girl, but it's not even about that. So what people? Okay.
You know, I just need any reason to twerk.
Period. I mean, it's a statement of happiness and joy. It tells, a tale. Twerking tells a tale.
Facts.
So, no, I wanted you on the show because Big Girl Thursday is about women whose dreams, hearts, aspirations, and stories and lives are as big as their hips and their asses and their hearts.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think my dreams and aspirations is bigger than my hips and my ass, but
definitely. But I'm saying though, you know what I mean? I'm just glad that I had an opportunity to have you on here because a lot of people don't know. I've been messing with you for a while and I've been seeing your works and I always call you Saint Alita. And I feel like, yep, Saint Alita. One day, y'all, this lady, hear my words. I finally got a chance. I said it on the air one time when I was on the air and I'm going to say it again. This woman will be canonized one day. Watch what I tell you. For her works. Yep, for her works and her grace and just how she allows you. You know how certain people, because let me tell you something real quick and I'm going to get off my soapbox. Certain people, you can see God working through them and with them. And you can see Christ in them. Because God don't want us to be perfect when we come to him. He wants us to be the way he wants us to be and how he shapes us and molds us to be because we are his children. So I feel like what you're doing is a representation of God's work. That's just like shouts out to Jermaine Jordan over on the west side who's feeding the friends and washing friends' feet and doing all kinds of stuff like
that's beautiful.
Yeah, man. And I feel like me?
No, shout out to you said Jermaine?
Oh yeah. I thought you said shout out to, I was about to say me. I ain't washing my feet.
Major shout out to Jermaine. That's major.
Yeah, major. So like I feel like when you see people letting God work through them and because he wants us to touch his people first and foremost, I think that's major. And that's what you're doing and that's what you've been doing. And you don't have to do this. You have responsibilities. You're a mom.
I am. I got 2 great kids, Bug and Bunny. But you know what? I just be feeling like it's so many people in our city that always just complaining about everything that's going on. But ain't nobody out here really willing to make that sacrifice to change anything. Like, I do a lot, but I'm never satisfied with nothing that I do because it's always so much going on that I can't put my hands on. Every time I feel like I help one person, it's 10 other people that need something. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be trying to cause a domino effect, like of people seeing me doing this gangster shit over here, then maybe they'll start doing some good gangster shit where they at. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm only one person, and I wear a lot of hats. And I wouldn't trade this life that I have for nobody else's. Like, everything that come with it, the losses, the blessings, like, I embrace it because I've accepted who God made me. I wasn't always as powerful with my walk that I am now. I didn't always have this understanding of who the Lord is and how he'll use you if you allow him to. But now that I have it, I don't want to miss my blessings from him because I'm being stingy with the community as far as like with love. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I ain't got enough people out here really genuinely loving each other. Like, I love what agape love. You know, my love is unconditional. Like, it don't come with no conditions, no stipulations. If you need me, I try to be there as much as possible. If I can't, I'm straightforward and honest. Like, I just can't do that shit. But for the most part, even if I can't touch something, I still try to figure it out. And that's a sacrifice because a lot of times, like, for the last 2 years, I've been able to be more so in the house. Shout out to COVID. But prior to
Mm-hmm.
that, I was always in the street grinding and
What?
hustling and trying to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And really struggling really bad, but never making my struggle bigger than the people that I'm aiming to please as far as like helping them and whatever they may need from me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I'm grateful that God chose me, a little hood booger, to get out here
Yeah, you sound like
fearlessly,
me.
fearlessly and do this shit that people even with money don't even want to do. And it ain't even that they necessarily don't want to do it. They're not willing to really make that time to do it. And I get it, bro. Like, people got shit going on. But when this is your vision, and that's what I had to learn about this work. When I used to get mad at certain people for not supporting or people sending me off, I can't get mad at people for not seeing my vision. That's why I have to bring the vision to life. You know what I'm saying? Then and only then can they see the shit through my lenses. Once I bring it to life, then they like, oh, that's what you was talking about 5 years ago. That's what you was asking me for money for. Damn, I'm bogus. No, you ain't bogus, and I'm gonna be doing this shit till I die. So if you ain't support me then, and you
That
want to
part.
support me now, support me now. Don't worry about what happened back then. You know what I'm saying? So
Period.
I really love this shit. Like, I wake up every day trying to figure out something else to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just so grateful that God is allowing more support to come my way, whether it's a podcast interview or a show or a new prayer or a bigger donation or more bodies under the viaduct. All that shit mean the same to me. No money means more to me than someone's physical support who may not have money. All that shit, all that shit mean everything to me because don't nobody gotta do it. Nothing. Don't nobody gotta do nothing for Englewood Barbie and her friends or the kids or anybody else that I help. When people reach out to support me, bro, I be emotional as hell because I never think that I have a turnout the way that I have turnouts. I don't just be like, oh, I'm Englewood Barbie, motherfuckers coming. No, bro. I'm always like, because I'm Englewood Barbie, somebody will throw the wrench in there. You know what I'm saying? So my event won't be successful. I never expect people to do anything. So when a person do anything for me, that shit mean everything to me. Even this might be small to you because this is your second nature. But for me, it's just like, it's another opportunity for me to share the work that I'm doing to to get to, I don't know, show people another way, a different way, another way to get involved in something that's accessible in a city. You know, everybody platform. I wouldn't give a damn if you had 10 followers. Those 10 people following you might not be following me. They might not even know who I am.
Right.
So all of that shit be meaning everything to me for real. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm just glad I had the opportunity to finally get you on here. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they see you, but they don't have an opportunity to really hear from you, and hear your story. How did this come about? Like, what all of a sudden made you wake up one day and be like, you know what, this is what I'm about to do? When did it happen? When did the switch turn on? I want to know all of that. How did you get to where you're at today?
by grinding and praying. But to be honest, like in 2015, my mother overdosed on heroin, and I guess
I
I
know
was
that's right.
I guess I was still in like a real vulnerable state when Tyshawn Lee was murdered, the 9-year-old that got lured in the alley and killed.
Mhm.
And I seen Jada Pinkett make a status on Facebook about how bad Chicago was. And it really set me on fire because I'm like, this is a person who had the means to have not changed 20 people in Chicago life that's living in the trenches
Right.
and going through shit that we go through out here. She could have reached down and saved that whole family. You know,
Right.
not that that's her job, but it was like it was so easy for her to make a status talking about how bad our city is, but it would have been just as easy to be a part of the solution to whatever capacity she was willing
Right.
to. So for me, it was like, shit, I ain't had no money, but I had an idea. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine Bud going to the park and never coming home again. I got a son. So it wasn't like Carlin and Woody just lost their child. Everybody should have looked at that like that could have been our child. You know what I'm saying? So I was at the car wash one day telling the owner while I was getting my vino washed. I was like, I'm finna start a movement for the kids. I'm gonna call it Kids Lives Matter. He like, shit, I'm finna start one too. I'm gonna call it Hugs No Slugs. I'm like, damn, he let me get that. You ain't gonna do nothing with it. He like, all right. So I instantly go put it on the shirt. I started selling the shirts. I'm like, if I can make some money off this shit, then I'm gonna host a big ass event for the kids. Well, I make sure that they safe. You know what I'm saying? So I have raised like $1,500 off my shirts, and I'm just like, I'm rich as hell, bro. I just made 1,500. I'm finna go so crazy. I got to reaching out to people. I put the little event together. It was like 150 kids at my shit. I could not believe it because at the time I only had like 4,000 people following me. So I didn't even think that I had that much. What is it? Shit, pool. I just didn't think I could reach that many
Right.
people.
That ability. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So when it happened, I was like, bro, I was talking to my old partner at the time who I had to fire because the movement kind of got away from him. But I was telling
Uh-oh.
him, like, you know, I can't just do this. I gotta do something else. Like I gotta be able to reach everybody. You know what I'm saying? I started just going crazy with ideas and then that's when the shit with Flint had happened with the water. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm gonna raise 8,000 bottles of water and I'm gonna drive to Flint, Michigan. I'm gonna pass that shit out door to door by myself until it's all gone. And he's like, no, we can get a group and we can all do it. And so, like I said, I'm on my page, like, what up, y'all? I'm doing a water drive. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know that too.
And I was
Yeah.
like, goal was 8,000, but at the end of that week, I had raised 17,636 bottles of water. Ran it through you. I'm on the radio. You want me to put the camera on you? Um, so I raised all that water, and then we had rented the U-Haul. We went out there, passed all that shit out door to door. It was this old lady. She was 93 years old. It was this old lady. She was 93 years old, and she was like, she had just got out the nursing home, and she was like, "Where y'all from?" And I'm like, "We from Chicago." She like, "I'm going back with you. You can get." I'm like, "She like, can I get on your back?" I wanted to cry because I really wanted to put this old lady on my back and take her back to Chicago with me just because she wanted some clean water. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, when I came back home, I was like, damn, we take so much for granted, bro. Like these people got lead in their water. We leave the water running. We drink water bottles and throw the rest in the back of the car. Our kids, you know what I'm saying? We just waste water all day long, and these people can't even drink clean water. So it was like those certain things right there was just kind of like, I need to be able to do everything. I don't want it to be no limits to what I'm able to do. It's so much out here I can do. It's so many people out here that need somebody that really want to do this shit, and I'm the one. And I jumped off the porch and I never got back on.
Yeah, sis. Woo! Yeah, don't jump back on.
I ain't. I'm
Let
too
them
far
use
gone
you.
now.
Nah, let them use you. You in it. I'm telling you, Saint a leader. I feel like right now, okay, you know how every profession has its pinnacles or moments where you feel like you really impacting and you making a difference. And not only are you making a difference, but you're making a difference within you too, as far as what you're doing in your profession and shit like that, and to make your mark and things like that. All of it wrapped up in one. I feel like this is one of those moments. Like I've been wanting to interview you, Joe, but at the time I was on the air and the powers that be, they didn't want to let me have the time that I really wanted to have with you. So I was like, if I can't have what
It's
I want,
divine order though. Things happen the way
divine
they happen.
order.
They supposed
Hey,
to happen.
shouts out to my aunt Fran. I got an auntie, standing to be the coldest. She like 74 right now. Her whole motto in life is divine order. This lady to live like 1,000 lives, but that's crazy that you said that. But yeah, divine order. It just all came how it was supposed to be. Lately, you've been making some headlines. Um, I love the way you handle yourself in situations of um, bullshit. I don't even know no other way to put it. Like when the bullshit come up, you handle it very well, but you still let people know who you are out the gate. You stand true to being you. You had the situation with the business owner, with the tattoo shop owner, which turned out to be a beautiful thing. Like, talk about that briefly.
He giving me a tattoo tonight. That's what we can talk about. But
Word.
you know what? At that moment, what was going through my mind was domestic Dave when he hit the lady on 83rd and they had to shut the nail shop down. The one time when the
Mhm.
the beauty supply owners had got in the face of another black woman, and I probably manifested that encounter with Kevin them because I told myself, boy, I swear to God, I wish one of their ass jump in my face like that. I just hope that I'm around to see it, baby. And when Kevin jumped in my face, it was just like I went from heaven to hell so fast, like but also at that time it was just kind of like after that
Rightfully so, though.
situation, huh?
Rightfully so.
Oh, that's what should have been done. He should have really got his ass whooped, but I'm glad that it didn't go that way because it didn't really need to. But for me, it was just kind of like after that night had happened, and I started seeing all the support that I started getting on social media and how people was willing to go up there and go to jail for me and all of that. It was like at that moment I realized I had to be an effective leader because I got people coming for me that I didn't even send for. So if I go back out here, I could burn this bitch down to the ground and make Kevin them go somewhere else and open up shop, or just kill their business altogether. And I'm the man because now you see not to mess with Englewood Barbie, but it was just kind of like I could really do it differently. I could really humble these people, humble myself, and see if they apologize and it's a real apology, then I'll accept it and I'll try to build with them, and that could just be my way of showing the community, yes, I can choose violence, but I chose not to. I chose peace tonight, and peace is working. And in Chicago, you just kind of need leaders like that don't always just resort to violence. You know what I'm saying? Even though sometimes
Well,
violence is
yeah.
very necessary. Sometimes people need to get their ass whooped. I'm not gonna lie. But that wasn't a
Yeah.
situation where I wanted Kevin to get his ass whooped on the account of me. Now, had he ever touched me, that would have been different. Then I can't even tell people what and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? If it came to that, but it didn't come to that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful that right now we're a unit. They come out on their own and volunteer. Sometimes when I pull up, they
Nice.
already be under the viaduct passing food out for the friends. And like I
Nice.
said, tonight they give me a Club 51 tattoo. So they thought they wanted war with me, but I made them a soldier for Club 51.
Period. 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 Hey, so right now, if somebody gave you $1 million and said, hey, take this money and invest it in whatever you want to do, what would you do with that $1 million?
The first thing I'll do is get a shelter, a 24-hour shelter. The second thing that I would do is I would open up a couple of daycares so that I think that a lot of daycares, a lot of kids just go there to be babysat. they not really teaching these kids shit in these daycares. You know what I'm saying? So I want a growth and development daycare, and I want one in different parts of the city, so that when these kids come in there, they not just waiting on their mama to come get them. They're actually learning stuff. You know what I'm saying? From pre-K on up, whatever age group come in there is gonna be something for them to learn. You know, and then should I just put the rest into the organization and start donating to other organizations that people don't know about, and I try to shine a light on them and get them spread. That's pretty.
Nice.
$1 million really, it's a lot of money, but when you actually have goals and visions and things to do with it, it's really not a lot. But it's a start. It's a
Yeah.
start. It's a beautiful start though. But see, I'm a nigga that ain't never had no bread. Shout out to Verge that gave my first bag. But
Shout out to Virgil.
shout out to Virgil, bro. Virgil gave me the first bag I ever had last year. And he asked me, if I raise this money for you, what you gonna do with it? And I'm like, Virgil, I always had the vision. I just never had no money. So if you give me the money, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with it. And in 27 days, he raised that money for me over the weekend. He gave it to me the next day. And in 27 days, I had opened 6 safe houses all over the south side of Chicago.
Wow.
I raised that money so fast. But you know what? It was like, I don't regret how I spent it, because I got to do what I wanted to do with it. And because of that, I was able to help 60 families every single day. Every day of the week except Sunday, I was able to help 60 families. I had to let 2 safe houses go, because you got to think about it. My safe houses don't generate no money. I don't got this plethora of money saved for my nonprofit. So if people don't sponsor or help me, I can't just do it all on my own shit. I only clean 2. You know, so I have to let 2 go, but I'm hanging on to the 4 I got. I know God ain't let me lose all of them, so, but it was a learning experience for me. I was the nigga that never had no money, and once I got it, it did burn a hole in my pocket. But the hole that was burned helped a lot of people, so I don't regret how I spent it. I think the second time around, I be more financially organized and have a group of people like accountants and all that shit have that can help me with budgets, and so I don't just feel like have somebody come, because I don't know how, I have a hard time saying no, bro. Like I always said, if I go to jail, it'd be because the IRS don't understand my books. Because I could be in Target and I see somebody in Target that look like they need a helping hand, and I just pay for all that shit. Like, or I'd be in a grocery store and I see an old lady paying for cash, using cash. I got a fucking link card. I just pay for all this shit. Or if I'm at the nail shop and I'm in a rush, I pay for everybody to go so I could go before them. Like, I just be doing shit like that, and I know I ain't supposed to spend my money like that, but shit is mad, right? So,
Right,
like,
period.
I don't want no stipulations on what I'm able to do with money that people give me, because my whole life is community service, bro. So I can't just say, if you give me $5,000, I'm gonna need the whole 5,000 for my back to school event. I might need to back on the block who couldn't make it to my back to school event because they would have jeopardized the safety of everybody else. So,
Right, right.
I that's how I things. When people give me stuff, I just be like, man, y'all don't. When they be thinking that they donated a little bit, but I make so much shit happen with a little bit, bro. I just be looking like, man, y'all don't even know what y'all just did, man. I know a lady right now short 200 on her rent. That 200 you gave me that you said, I know it's not a lot. I could get it to shorty. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be thinking about it. So I'm just a little popular hood bugger. I can't get away.
You blessed by God to do his work and to do it in a way that nobody else can do it. And you have a calling on your life, and you have a presence, and you doing something that is going to go down in the books and people going to talk about for a long time. You doing the work of men. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, don't ever like, I'm not saying you got to be cocky about it and arrogant about it, but don't ever sidestep or short step what your job is and what you're doing right now. What you're doing is major. You doing something that a lot of men won't do on their own without having you behind them to push them to do it. Which leads me to the conversation of how you just got Chance the Rapper. You called out G Herbo. Who would you like to see sponsor a night? Like, if you had your one person that you could pick out of everybody on the planet right now, who would you want to come out and sponsor Club 51? Like, who is that one person?
Ellen DeGeneres.
That'd be dope.
Would be raw. I love Ellen. I be feeling like Ellen is me with a lot of money. Cause like since I've been not knowing her, cause I obviously know her, but like all she do is give, bro. She got a platform and she utilizes that for the benefit of other people, bro. And I just really think like that's what it's all about, planting seeds. Because this life we live in is so short. How
Man.
look, y'all don't remember how we look. You know what I'm saying? But the impact, the legacy that I'm trying to build, y'all gonna remember that forever. Y'all grandkids will hopefully see it in the history book. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important to me. That's why I don't care. Like I'm about to go to the grand opening. Shout out to King B, one of the uprising fashion designers in Chicago. She is amazing, bro. She just opened her first shop today. So I'll be headed there once I get there. But it's just like the seeds. It's all about what you're putting out. You know what I'm saying? I might not necessarily always get the energy back. And a lot of people do think I'm mean, and they do think, well, I've never been called comedic, but, or, what is it,
I
Eric?
don't get that no way, shape, form, or
Eric?
fashion.
But I just be like, y'all just don't know me, bro. Like, y'all just follow me. Y'all get a lot of attention on my page or whatever. But it took me 7 years to get this platform. That shit.
What's the biggest misconception about you? What's the one thing that people always think that they know, but they don't have a clue? What's the biggest misconception about Englewood Barbie?
That I ain't got no money. Everybody think I'm rich, bro, or something sometimes. I think it's a few misconceptions. I think that one of the major misconceptions is that I'm mean. I'm more so crazy than anything. I don't intend on being mean. You gotta understand the type of pressure that I'm always under. All of the responsibility that I've given myself. I have to show up for all of these different avenues on a regular basis. So my patience is very short. I'm zero tolerant for any bullshit of any kind from anybody. So, and I'm extremely impulsive and impatient because I'm used to doing things by myself. So if I give you a job to do, like it could just be something as short as bringing cakes to Club 51. If you late bringing up cakes to Club 51, bro, I'm gonna be heated because I could have did it myself. But everybody always like, we just want to help you. You know, you need to make room for people to help you. Don't turn down help. But then sometimes when I allow people to help me, sometimes they fuck my shit up, bro. And it all fall on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just be stressed out, have anxiety attacks, and get this
and do it yourself.
And do it myself than to depend on people. But over the year, I want to say the last year, I've been able to delegate and I've been able to trust people to do things for me. And I have had a good outcome. But I definitely think a misconception is that I'm mean and I don't care. One thing about me, I try to read all my DMs. I don't always have the time. I may not read it as soon as you send it. And I always read all of my comments, and people, my friends, be like, "Why you do that?" It's important to me to see how people feel. Is that a major part of my life? No, but because of even with the backlash, sometimes I'm able to use the bullshit as a growing tool. Like, okay, that didn't get such a good response. Maybe I should go about it differently just because one person didn't like it. Fuck the 1,000 that said it was amazing. One person didn't like it. That don't mean that I don't have no more room for growth. You know what I'm saying? So maybe make a slight adjustment. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, two things for certain. I never set out to please the world. I do set out to accomplish the task that I set for myself. And I am willing to see anything that I get myself into all the way through. And sometimes that takes a lot out of me. But I don't know. I never take the back seat. I like being on the front line. I like being a driver. I might get in the passenger seat every now and then. But I just like being the hope. I like being a light in a dark space. You know what I'm saying? I like hugs, plugs, not having a nasty taste in nobody's mouth. If you're from Chicago and you hear about hugs, no slugs, it's some good shit going on. A lot of it, all the time. Now, motherfuckers is dying and it's trending on the news, on social media.
Right.
This is an organization that's working 365 days out the year for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be grateful when when people in different statuses, you know, because like even though I'd be excited to see some of these people, like whether it be Chance or the Herbs or the Virgins and the D-Ways and the Shacks and the corporates of the world, the radio personalities of the world, even people that may not be a celebrity who just inspired me. I be fanned out, bro. Like I like to see people doing good shit, and it ain't costing them nothing. You feel me? Like you lose some money, you might have lost something. You lose your character, you lost everything. So
Right. Right.
pulling from
That's
within.
priceless.
When I see people really pulling from within out here in whatever way they can, like you might own a restaurant, but you feeding people on a certain day. You might be an esthetician like mine. My esthetician will not take my money, bro. Will not take my money. That's her way of giving to me. However you can give, like your platform, you let people platform to share whatever they got going on, to shine a light on them. That's your way of giving back. Well, that's
Yeah.
one. You know what I'm saying? Like, had it
Thank
not been,
you.
I wouldn't have been able to help that family a couple of years ago. Even though it bit us both in the ass, I still felt good while I was doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Like, it didn't, it
Same.
didn't, it didn't do nothing to me for me to be like, all right, I can reach that, I could do that, you know, and then did it. Like I said, it wasn't. She was a little wild as hell, but I was still
That
happy
was,
to.
remember the example where you say every now and then somebody need their ass whooped? She was that person.
She
But it
was.
was all good though, because God, you know, who God bless, no man curse. So that's how it went down. So we got some questions in the comments real quick, and then we gonna get off here. But somebody asked, what time do you get to Club 51? Also, it's been some people saying that they reached out to you about donating pans of food, and they want to know how to donate food and how to donate their time and how to come down to Club 51, what time you get there. Just give us the rundown, everything about Club 51. If somebody wants to bring food, if somebody wants to come down and volunteer, what time you get there, where's the location, let us know.
You know what's so crazy? Virgil is so tired of me
Oh,
explaining.
hold on with the pants. Okay, one time for the pants, honey. Yes,
I'm gonna have
outfit.
on jogging pants under the buttock though. These a little big. These kind of
And
these
what
them
y'all
booty.
don't know, she think is hell, bodied up, fine
These
as
pants.
fuck,
These
face
them booty
like
pants right here. My booty looking super good right now. But
yeah.
Club 51 is 2239 South Archer under the Vidoc. If you get off on 22nd, go to the second light, make a left. That's Archer. You're gonna see me right there. We start every night at 10:30. We start October 4th and we end when the weather breaks on April 20th. I'm out there every single night. And even if I'm not out there, like if I'm sick or whatever the case is, it's always gonna be somebody out there at 30 and it lasts an hour. If you want to sponsor a meal, you can't bring me shit from a repass, bro. You can't bring me shit from your party. We don't accept leftovers. I don't eat leftovers, so I'm not feeding it to my friends. A meal has to be prepared specifically for the friends. A full course meal from the meats to the starch to the vegetables to the snacks to the dessert, the pops and the waters. They got to have all of that every night. You can't just bring Subway. If you want to sponsor the meal and you don't want to, I always tell people to give me money because I have so many people that just be like, I'm going to come. And like today, the person that's supposed to be cooking today canceled on me. So the friends might be eating pizza or Subway or some shit because the person that was supposed to cook canceled. When you send the money, I ain't got to worry about whether you canceling or not. You know what I'm saying? But if you do want to cook the food, you're responsible for the entire meal and you have to bring it. I'm not pulling up to the crib because that's not safe. You got to bring it to Club 51. I would like for you to stay out there and kick it, gang bang with us. But if you can't, that's cool. But it's not, man, I'm telling you, it's just what you see on social media. Pull under the Vidoc for an hour, put your gloves on. Don't call my friends homeless. I'm going straight in on you because that's rude as hell. I don't call them homeless people because that places them beneath us. I
That
call
was
them
a
the
question.
friends.
That was my last question. I'm glad you addressed that.
I call them, I'm sorry, I call them the friends because it gives them a sense of belonging and it places them beside us. I don't need the friends feeling like we doing them no favors. I want them to be excited that every day for the entire winter, somebody's coming out there that give a fuck about them. I want them to feel important. I don't want them to feel less than. I don't want them to feel like a motherfucker feels sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for none of them. I just want to go out there because I know every day motherfuckers ignore them. Before I got here, I used to ignore them. I used to make them get away from my car. And then God humbled me. You know what I'm saying? So I never call them homeless people because you do not have to acknowledge somebody by their situation. You can just call. There is no reason why anybody got to use that word. Well, how do we tell them it's the friends? The friends are the people that live under the viaduct. They're not the less fortunate people. They are the people that live under the viaduct. Those are the friends. So, you know, I guess I'm gonna be saying that to the end of my days. But Virgil actually just made a shirt today. We just did a shirt together, a Club 51 shirt with the whole everything I just said on the back of the shirt.
Dope, dope, dope.
Go!
Man, I'm so glad that you came. I know you gotta go, so I'm not gonna keep you any longer, but I'm so glad you came on Thick Girl Thursdays. I feel like this is what Thick Girl Thursdays is all about, man. It's just about women showcasing their stories, their visions, their plights, empowerment, you know, strength, all of that. I'm so proud of you, G. I can't wait to see what's in the future. Real quick though, 5 years from now, where you at? 5 years from now.
Shit, probably still on this motherfucking viaduct waiting on God to give my shelter. I don't have those. This is my thing, right? If I plan for 5 years, I would slack today. I live in a moment. I plan for tomorrow. If I
Right.
get through tomorrow, I plan for the next day. I live every day, day by day. As long
Right.
as this thing is happening, I don't mind if I'm just doing this and only this in 5 years from now. Because 5 years ago, I said I wanted people all over the world to know about the movement. That was it. Here we are 5 years later, people all over the world know about it. I'm okay with that. I don't got no big ass goal. My main goal right now is a 24-hour shelter. If that comes tomorrow or in 5 years or 10 years, cool. If not, cool. I'm gonna be under the viaduct.
I love you, girl.
I love you
Man,
too.
you know you always got a home right here on Thick Girl Thursdays. Anything you need, you got it. Tell everybody how they can find you on social media, how they can give the Club 51. Just run it all down real quick.
First of all, I just want to say I can't get all these comments, but I fuck with y'all. I love y'all for just listening to me and just wanting to hear from me. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. I don't
Yes.
tell people to follow me, but my social media handle is Englewood Barbie with an E. If you want to sponsor a night for the friends, I got 192 days left under there. It's $130 a night to sponsor a night, or you could accept the challenge and sponsor a week. If you can't sponsor, that's cool. You can just pull up any night at 10:30, 2239 South Archer, and come gang bang. Don't call my friends homeless. Come out there with no judgment and be ready to shake your ass because we dancing every night. And I love y'all. That's pretty much it. And my website is hugsnoslugs.net. So if y'all need to show some people or whatever the case is, I do have a website. I did get that part figured out.
Chicago supporter, man. Saint Alita. Saint Alita, Saint Alita, Saint Alita, Saint
Gangsta,
Alita.
gangsta leader,
Saint
gangsta leader.
Alita, gangsta, gangsta, Saint Alita, man. You already know what it is. It's Englewood Barbie. Love you, baby.
Love you too. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Thank
Love y'all. Love y'all. Sponsor night for the friends. Hit the Cash App. Be Gangster. That's my Cash App. I meant to say that. To sponsor night is called Be Gangster is my Cash App.
Be gangster.
Yes.
Be gangster. Y'all heard that? $ be gangster. That's what's up. Love you, baby.
Love you too.
Thank you. Chicago supporter. You already know what it is. Follow Thick Girl Thursday. Surprise. Follow our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. Next week, more surprises. Love you guys. Favorite season ain't done yet.